Right now, we like to welcome back into the studio Bob Sinclar from France. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm very good. Usually, nobody scream. Or? Usually, there is always 100 girls screaming behind me, but not tonight. Only men. Yeah, I said girls, guys.
So, what was the song that we just heard in your mix?
It was one of my last tracks. I did with CeCe Rogers from New York. I think it's a good time to come back to house music.
Yeah.
I think I saw in 2014 in Ibiza. I was resident at Pacha during 10 Saturdays. I was really scared at the beginning because this sickness of EDM was very, very strong. So
Sickness.
Yeah, everybody was positive. Everybody was positive. So I don't know what I'm gonna play at Pacha. To please the crowd and at the same time to be creative. So it was really hard at the beginning. It's starting at the end of May. And then during the season, I saw the crowd completely changing. And I'm very confident about 2015. It's a big curve, a big moving, a new direction for house music. And I feel all the young kids and the new producers are going on the same way.
We're going to dig a little deeper into the conversation, a little further into the mix. But right now, what's the next song we're coming up on?
Low Steppa, it's a new producer. Don't ask me where it's coming from, but I discover recently every day new producer coming on this scene. I don't know if they think what they do if they compare what they do to what happened in the past, but I'm sure they are very up to date to the sound and to everything. And they do this music, which I love so much, which is really groovy, really sexy. And this is what I'm talking about when I told you about house music and new things coming up.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Low Steppa the last couple of years. Great stuff. So let's continue with the mix. Bob Sinclar is in the mix. Bob Sinclar is in the mix, our special guest in the studio. And I just wanted to point out that on your latest single, I Want You, which you started out your mix with, you mentioned that the singer there is CeCe Rogers. And he's a guy who back in 1987 made a song called Someday.
Yes, of course.
with Marshall Jefferson.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. A legendary singer who's been around for a long time and is on your latest single. And the single is now available not just as a single, but also a remix pack just came out, right?
Yes, but I think for free everywhere.
Okay. And how can we get it for free? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Everywhere you can get it for free. We have to consider the music. It's free. Music is free now, but it's cool. Everybody share the music. I mean, I see that in every country I have requests to play as a DJ. It means that all this network share the music very strong, which is good. I mean, we make money in a different way now.
Right.
Yeah.
My question to you is that Marshall Jefferson record, was that the record that turned you on to house music?
To be honest with you, in '87, I was listening Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and all that kind of hip-hop, coming from New York. So I was into this music. And then I created my label in 1994, Yellow Production. It was the time where acid jazz came, from London with all this label, Gilles Peterson, Patrick Forge. So we were very impressed and excited by this London sound. And step by step, music was changing. French touch arrived. I wanted to do some more club music.
Right.
I was starting to sample disco. In the same time, you had Daft Punk, Cassius, and those the French guys. And then I didn't know that I was doing. I didn't want to call it house music, but it was a kind of a funky sound, disco filtered, and they all the English guy called us the French touch is coming. So after that, I started to really create some kind of dance music. It was a time. I think it was just the evolution, natural evolution.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't one song like, yo, I heard this and I want to go do this. It was just kind of an evolution.
And I discovered this Chicago, Detroit, and New York scene.
Right.
After that, 97, 98.
Awesome.
Of course, the first time I've been in New York, I saw Little with Vega and Kelly Dope playing hip hop and house garage in the same time in the same room, and it was really surprising for me because in France you had the gay scene listening garage and house, and you had the black scene listening hip hop, and I was more hip hop. So you didn't have a mix of genre of people, with the same music. So New York was very exciting for me.
Congratulations on 20 years of Yellow Productions, your label.
Yeah, it's a long time, huh? It seems like it was yesterday, but it's crazy.
7 artist albums, remix albums, a ton of singles. Do you have any idea how many singles you put out?
No. No. I mean, on the catalog, we have 320 songs.
Wow.
Yellow production with Dimitri from Paris, Kid Loco, and also Bang Bang Salome de Bahia, and a lot of different artists. I started the label in '94 to produce different artists. At that time, I couldn't imagine to have my own career as a DJ and even more as a producer. To be here with you today, it's after 20 years, it's just I don't know.
Well, it's fantastic for us, too, to have you here. We're so pleased to have you. We're all big fans of house music.
Thank
and the
you.
thing is that you've been making house music solidly for the last 20 years. Never wavering to one way or the other like many other people. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you so much, Egil.
We're going to continue to talk to Bob Sinclar, our special guest, but now let's get back into the mix. Bob Sinclar finishing up his mix. And another thing that you've been involved in, something else that you released, though I haven't seen it lately, is Africanism. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what is Africanism?
It's the things can survive forever. So I started the project because at the beginning it was a project with DJ Gregory and Martin Solveig, beginning of 2000. We were a bit tired about filtered disco loops.
Right.
So we said, okay, why not? Because I collect a lot of records, disco records from Africa, from different countries around the world. So we discovered that you had a James Brown in every country of Africa. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, let's sample traditional African music, just percussion, just to make it different for the clubs and for the dance floor. It was just vinyl at the beginning, but the first vinyl we released was Block Party with DJ Gregory, and I think we sold 15,000 or 20,000 copies in vinyl.
Wow,
so we said, wow, it's a big amount for just a beat. Mm-hmm. So let's do a series of the same kind of thing. And then the album came, and we did 3 volumes. So it was a good time. But these African beats passed a little bit and then came back with the Dutch guys. So it was more chicken house, the beep, 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 beep. It was just that kind of it was more, I'd say, I call it it's chicken house.
Chicken house and EDM disease.
Sometimes happen. But
You're very funny. So a couple of years ago, you moved here to Los Angeles. You have your studio here that you share with Joachim Garraud. And how has that been working out for you? And have you noticed there is a change in your music or production since you moved here?
Between you and me, I'm a big fan of sport, healthy life, and sun.
Yeah.
So in Paris, it's very depressing. I don't talk about today and the days before, but the energy of Paris, pushed me down, very, very down. So I spend my time mainly in the studio, between my house and the studio, and sometimes it's very boring. So with Joachim, at the same time, we said, okay, what can we do? We can go in the US to see what's happening. And it was a year also where I had I signed with Akasan, residency at Akasan. Mm-hmm. So it was, why not? It's a good time to share some time in the US. And US was more open to house music. Actually, you create dance music, but in 96, 97, you decide that dance music was, out of the radio.
Right.
So then in 2000, I'm going to say 2009, 2010, after David Guetta arrived with this mashup, he said, wow, finally it's good, dance music is good. So we said maybe US is going to be more exciting about creating some new sounds, and it's the case actually.
Yeah. If you like it, you're gonna stay.
If it's good to be here.
Yeah.
People are smiling, and it's a very good energy.
Well, thank you so much for coming into the studio, and good luck on everything in the future.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to come here with you, because I know you are a big legend over here, and you know what it's all about, music and house music.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Bob Sinclar, you're awesome,
Swedish always the best, huh?